Now really take you mobile, though, as our golf travel insider whose globe-trotting job, where the goal is to bring you the best finds in golf from all over the world, recently checked out a striking place in the northeastern Pacific Ocean, just off the coast of Canada. It's time now for Ginella's Journeys, presented by Golf Vancouver Island.
It doesn't take long to understand why Vancouver Island, a slice of Canada's Pacific Northwest, is often referred to as heaven on earth. And even if that seems far-fetched, according to Travel and Leisure, the 155-mile stretch of British Columbia has been rated the #1 island in continental US and Canada. So it's got that going for it. And, as it turns out, so much more. I didn't exactly hit the ground running, but did hit the ground by air and by sea, only to jump back into a water taxi where I'd catch a ride with an expert on local watering holes, but more importantly, what they're famous for.
Well, Joe, people think I have the best job in the world, but your business card says the thirsty writer.
That's right. Yeah, I have a pretty good job too. I get to go visit breweries and taste beer all over the place, and yeah, it's a tough job. It's a great place to live, and obviously it's a great place to visit. And there's about 25 breweries on Vancouver Island. There's about 13 or 14 in and around Victoria itself. So there's so many great options. You can have your morning of golf and then go and visit a couple of breweries in the afternoon, have a great dinner, all that sort of stuff.
Writers, I know, generally work from home, but you also call this or consider this your home office.
Yeah, this is my office away from home. Someone says, can we meet up for an hour or whatever? I'm like, sure, let's meet at the Drake.
This is it.
It's a great spot for that. It's central, it's right downtown. They have basically, in my opinion, the best selection of beer on tap in Victoria. Whenever I talk about a brewery or a beer specifically, I'm thinking of the consumer, like what do they want to know about it, right? And everybody's got different tastes. Some people gravitate towards the dark beers no matter what time of year. Some people gravitate towards sour beers or IPAs or whatever. So I can't just say, well, this is the best beer they have here, because for someone else's palate, they might prefer the other one.
Beer pairs really good with golf.
Yeah, it does.
Cheers,
indeed.
my friend.
It
Thank you.
It does.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
After a bit of a liquid lunch, it was off to one of 40 courses on Vancouver Island. But Olympic View Golf Club is considered one of the best and has quite the tie to greatness.
Kevin, give me an understanding of how golf fits in the culture of Vancouver Island.
Well, golf on the Vancouver Island is a key portion. A lot of people enjoy the outdoors, try and spend as much time as we can outdoors. A lot of trees, forest, something that's really we don't take for granted here for sure.
Give me a better understanding of the trail, the parameters, how many courses, what's the distance?
We have 11 golf courses or 11 properties with the Vancouver Island Trail, and it's about 150 miles from tip to tip.
And what about Olympic View? What does that fit in?
Olympic View, well, it's one of my personal favorites. But no, it's a nice addition to the trail, and we're happy to be part of it for sure.
Early in its existence, one could argue the greatest of all time came through here.
Yeah, well, we were fortunate enough. Tiger Woods came and visited here.
Heard of him, Tiger Woods?
Yeah, he played a high school tournament here. He was a 3-time U.S. junior champion at that time, and everyone was excited to see what he was all about, and no one knew what he was about to do afterwards, so really cool.
And how'd it go?
He ended up winning, believe it or not.
Shocker.
From big cats to much bigger fish,
It's warm.
to share the water with orcas has become synonymous with Vancouver Island.
I'm Mark.
Matt.
Nice to meet you, Matt.
Nice to meet you.
Have a seat. But we're gonna go see some killer whales today, and we might see a humpback.
I feel like we need a bigger boat.
No, we'll be all good. They're not gonna be going after us. These are the ones that eat the fish. They specialize in eating salmon.
Whoa! That's a big whale.
What's going on today is called a super pod. It's the entire resident clan is out there today, coming in from the open Pacific Ocean. They went out there on a foray looking for salmon, and they're coming back in. I'm actually volunteer with the Center for Whale Research out of San Juan Island, and I contract for Fisheries and Oceans Canada. It's just to help catalog the whales.
Wow.
I feel pretty blessed. I love going to work. I love my job. I just go out and I've got my camera gear and take pictures of the whales. And every day is a little different.
How's that for an experience? Well, that's just half the story of what Vancouver Island has to offer. Part 2 of Matty G's journey, we're going to show you later on the show, where you can follow in the footsteps of the pros and other ways that he took the place, air, land, and by sea. So now that you're